I call the member for Shortland.
Thank you, Mr Deputy Speaker. Today I'm updating the House on the Morrison government's continued attacks on Medicare and bulk billing for the people of Shortland, who I'm proud to represent. Since January, Shortland and the entire Hunter region has been designated as metropolitan for the purpose of determining the bulk billing rebate GPs receive. Before this, it is outrageous, member for Newcastle. Before this, Shortland was rightly classified as being regional. Shortland is a regional electorate. It is not metropolitan in any way. There are two local government areas in Shortland, Lake Macquarie and the Central Coast Council. I would ask the Minister for Regional Health, who confirmed to me in writing that the government would not be changing this reclassification, to visit Shortland. I'd gladly show him around. I'd show him the small lakeside community of Chain Valley Bay and dare him to tell the residents they live in a metropolitan area, or the beautiful coastal jewel of Catherine Hill Bay and tell the residents they live in a metropolitan area. Finally, he might visit the suburb of Mount Hutton, 5 minutes from my electorate, where many residents have no mobile phone reception in their houses, and tell them they are a metropolis. And I'll take the opposite member's interjection. There aren't many coal mines in a big city. That is why this is a regional electorate, Mr Deputy Speaker. Bulk billing is important to the people I represent. Shortland is the sixth oldest electorate in Australia. Over 20% are over the age of 65, and there are 22,500 aged pensioners. This group relies on Medicare and bulk billing. However, many practices have told these pensioners they are no longer able to bulk bill them. I've met with the Hunter GPs Association, and they've made it abundantly clear to me that GPs do not want to charge their patients they previously bulk bill. However, the reality is that because of this reduction in the rebate they now receive, many practices would not be commercially viable and would close if they continued at the previous bulk billing rate. Let me spell it out, Mr Deputy Speaker. If the government cuts the amount they pay GPs, which is what this is, those GPs have suffered a Medicare cut, and they have two choices. They either charge their patients or they go out of business. That is the thing this horrible, hopeless government is forcing upon doctors in the Shortland area. And then, in turn, when they're facing these increased costs, my constituents are faced with a situation of making a decision of whether to do the weekly shopping or see their GP. They are telling GPs that they won't be able to continue with regular appointments because they can't afford it. These are some of the most disadvantaged people in the country with chronic health conditions. Their conditions, because of this heartless decision, will just become more and more chronic. The other alternative to consulting a GP is for them to attend an emergency department, something that will add more and more cost to the taxpayers of this country. This cut to Medicare is a disgrace, and I will continue to fight it on behalf of all the residents of Shortland.